Hello guys, we are together with another raid video, and in this video I will talk about the 5 reasons that I keep coming back to raid every day or almost every day. So there are, of course, many reasons, and I am going to list mine in no particular order. But thing is, as you know, raid is a mobile based game, and it also exists in PC and other platforms. And those games are kind of the not of its own mobile, but gacha games are quite famous for being pay to win. And of course, money is a very important factor in raid. If you are investing, you can get much more powerful very quickly, but it doesn't get you everything, right? That's what I like about it. I mean, unlike its genre, uh, you cannot just magically throw money at the screen and everything will die. I mean, if you wanna kill, let's say, hard Doom Tower, you cannot just so this is my $100, and I want to kill on Dark Fey hard floor 120. That's not going to happen. I mean, you can, of course, secure resources that can help you get the kill, but it's by no means direct, right? So you will have to be knowledgeable and have some skill in the game on top of investing. And of course, the people excuse me, that invest get ahead, but there is nothing wrong with that. So I really like that. So one guy who has a lot of money but doesn't really pay attention to the game, or is by no means a skilled player, cannot make you eat dust. You can actually make them eat dust, and that is, I would say, satisfactory. uh, and the game is very complicated, but not on a you know unacceptable level, I would say. So it is pretty complicated, and if you don't invest in it and you just randomly, and when I say invest, I mean mentally. When you don't invest mentally and you just randomly click on things, it's not going to happen, right? There is a lot of things that you need to learn. You need to learn to manage your resources, which is learned relatively easily. The gearing is, of course, terribly complicated, right? I mean, how should I gear my Lady Mikage? How should I gear my Siphi? They all are different. You need to invest months and months in the game to learn that stuff, right? It's not a skill that's picked up easily. The cleansing, should I keep this item? Should I sell this item? Should I upgrade to 8 and then sell it? That kind of stuff. There are the masteries, there are the blessings, there are the great all upgrades, the booking, the partial booking. There is a lot of stuff that requires a lot of investment. There is the speed tuning. There are a lot of stuff that require a lot of mental investment, and that kind of interfaces with the first thing I said. That level of complication allows the people that spend to not face roll over the game, right? The third thing that I like about raid is that it is a lot of content. You cannot exhaust it. So I have been playing for 20 months, I would say, very actively. I suppose we could say I'm a mid-level spender these days. So several $100s a month, maybe you could say low, somewhere there, right? Definitely not a high spender, but a spender. So I have been playing very actively for 20 months now, and I'm still not done with everything, right? I am done with quite a lot, right? I mean, I am done with the clan boss. I am done with the hard mode dungeons. I am done with the advanced dungeons. I mean, I am not done with Tag Team Arena, for example. I am suspecting it would be relatively soon, and by done I mean, of course, climbing up to the highest league. Uh, and we have now the new content Sintranos, right, which is extremely hard to be done with. there are 5 rotations, we are in the 4th, and being able to clear all of them takes an insane amount of work and effort. So yeah, I am done with, as I said, most of the stuff, but definitely not all of the stuff, right? I'm done with Iron Twins. 35 seconds. Minnow is just the first thing that you get done with anyway. Stage 10 hard Ice Golem, Stage 10 hard Spider, Stage 10 hard Dragon, Stage 10 hard Fire Knight, which is the hardest of them all, and Stage 25 of Sand Devil, and Stage 25 of Shogun. They are all done, right? Hydra, well, you could probably never be done with Hydra now that there is competitive stuff, but I do about 2 billion in Hydra. There is room for improvement there. But what I meant is, as I said, even though I have been playing for 20 months very actively while investing on a medium level, I'm still not done, right? And the way that Synchronos is, I foresee myself not being done for a few months. And when you are done, of course, you are not really done. I mean, you could, of course, improve your existing teams and whatnot, but I would then be able to say I have cleared all content, right? That's what I mean. The fourth thing that I like about Raid is, it kind of interfaces with the third thing I said, tons of content, right? That's what I said. And the game is being updated very regularly, right? There is a lot that's coming in. I'm not talking about new champions only. There is literal tons of content that's coming out. I mean, if you recall, I did a video on what happened in Raid in 2023, and I think I had to count like 30 items in that list, right? There is a lot that's coming, and it keeps coming, so that's nice. And the best thing about that is, if they keep bringing new stuff only and the old stuff remains the same, that is just more and more time investment that you have to do in the game, right? Because the old stuff stays there, right? And the only time you can save from them is maybe you get a better team and save a little bit time, but there is a lot of time that's being invested. So they also do stuff that makes you spend a less amount of time, a lower amount of time on the existing content, right? That's I like quite a bit, right? So for example, I mean, we had the lovable, that's one of the things I love most. We have the lovable clan boss thingy. I do have a key. I mean, you used to make your team, and even if it was full auto, you had to spend some time in playing the fight, but right now you can just say battle, quick battle, and the computer just simulates the fight and tells you how much damage you do. So this is a pretty big thing, guys, because these would be lasting no less than 45 minutes, right? And now it's just lasting 0, right? Your alternate nightmare key, your nightmare key, your brutal key, etc. So that is I think pretty good. And they have also made super raids available for all dungeons but Minnow all dungeons but Minnow and potion keeps. So super raids are available in, well, also Iron Twins, I guess. So Ice Golem, Spider, Dragon, Fire Knight, Sand Devil, and Shogun, they all have super raid. That is very efficient. And then you can also do, let's say, for example, a bit of a slower team, but it's more efficient, right? So for example, you could bring some food and get some XP out of it. And normally, let's say a person that does it normally spends 1 minute and you spend 3 minutes, but because of the super raid, you are actually staying only 1 minute behind, right? Because that person does 2 runs in 1 minute and you do 2 runs in 3 minutes, right? So basically you are 1 minute behind per run instead of 2 minutes. So that helps. So I think that is very important, guys. Spamming new content, bringing new content is good, but also you should be making, they should be making, and they should be making, Plarium should be making us spend a little lower time on the existing stuff, right? That would be nice, and that's what they are doing. I like that. I appreciate that. And finally, guys, because this probably again gets interfaced with the second thing I said, the game is complicated, and because the game is very complicated, guys, even with even with all the community working at it, you by yourself can come up with new and original things that no one else has thought of, and and share it with the community so they can get some value out of it, right? They can get depending on the thing that you have thought of, you can help others to achieve. So for example, we recently had a fusion blizzard, right? A lot of people said skip it, but one guy using the 5-star soul that was given in an event for him was able to create a solo Sand Devil Stage 25 team which didn't exist in the game before, and it's lovely, right? I have a few that I can claim. So guys, there is a guy called Alscore. We had him as a guaranteed summon event last year. So he is one of the 3 champions in the entire game that puts up a 2-turn block damage buff on your entire team. There are only 3: Helicath, Roshgard, and Alscore. Alscore was added to the game last year, and he was, as I said, a guaranteed summon event for 180 ancient shards, I think. And the thing is, he can be therefore used in an block damage Iron Twins team, but he has something. So he has the ability to place decreased speed on the boss, right? Even if you don't put up in any accuracy, and even though he has only a 50% chance to do it, he will be doing it 1.5% of the time. And those teams are tuned, right? The boss's speed changing is very bad for you, and on top of it, it messes up the tune in a worse way, because if the boss has decreased speed on him, he will stop gaining turn meter per your buffs, right? And the thing is, your teams are tuned for that, right? I mean, you are putting up your block damage, and 5 people on your team get buffs, so therefore the boss gains 25% turn meter. You are accounting for that 25% turn meter gain. If he doesn't gain that, you will be playing too early and you will be losing your block damage and you will be dying, right? So I was able to come up with not ascending the boss, so this passive does not unlock, so you could have a 100% Iron Twins team, right? If you ascend them, the team will have like 80 to 90% win rate, because the decreased speed would get applied, and when the decreased speed gets applied, you just die. So that is one of my nicer ideas. And because I did also a video on this, because I did a little overinvest on my stage 9 hard ice golem solo Artak, I then theorized maybe I would be able to upgrade this to stage 10, which is an any game location and is of course very useful. So right now I'm able to solo stage 10 hard ice golem. That is another thing that I was able to think of. As far as I know, no one has shared, and I am going to share my build and my stats so other people can also achieve this, which is, as I said, another thing that I like. The game's complicatedness makes it very hard for a few people to come up with everything. So someone comes up with something, the other people perfect it, and the community profits, and I like that interaction. So that is, I think, my take on it. That is, those are the stuff I love about Raid. Money being a factor, but not an altogether almighty deciding factor. The complicatedness level, the amount of content, the regular updates for bringing new stuff and improving old stuff, and finally being able to think about original things and sharing it with the community to create more value for the community. Yeah, that is my take on it, and I will see you on the stream. Goodbye guys, bye bye.